The saltwater crocodiles at Nile and Mississippi are the owners of the strongest bite in the animal kingdom. Even a desperate guy named Coyote Peterson, who gives his hand to try to all possible creatures, hardly suffered the bite of a small alligator. Crocodiles attack. It was these headlines that the morning newspaper dazzled several years ago, after the attack of the 4-meter crocodile and the 30-year-old trainer Trent Burton during feeding at the zoo. Trent suffered a very serious operation in the Sydney hospital after the attack of this giant, because this eerie reptilian swallowed his hand as if nothing had happened with his hand in its mouth, went to his crocodile affairs. After the crocodile denied to unclench his jaws, the bleeding one was taken to the intensive care unit where he spent several days. At the moment, Trent continues to work, and there are rumors that he even reconciled with his abuser. The alligator grabbed the hand of the poor trainer in front of the amazed public. It happened at the exhibition of crocodiles in Thailand, where dozens of species of these beautiful creatures were presented. The tamer of crocodiles behaved inappropriately with his opponent. He beat the reptile on the head with a stick before reaching for his mouth with his arm. At the same time, the alligator slammed his jaws and performed a death throw, after which he finally let him go, however, with a broken arm. Imagine that your head was in the mouth of a crocodile. Are you scared? Me too. And now just think how scared was Atina, the trainer from Bangkok, who had his head almost bit off by the crocodile during the show. The 27-year-old boy fortunately got only a slight fright and a couple of scratches on his face and neck. Apparently, the next hero was not familiar with the history of the past trainer and decided to check by amateur way what would happen if you put your head in the mouth of a 3-meter predator. No question about it. Predator grabbed the head of the poor fellow and didn't want to let him go. And the end of this video is unknown. The recording ended at 46 seconds. But the next guys can poke their heads in the crocodile's jaw as much as they like. Gator Boys is an excellent documentary program on the Animal Planet, in which a pair of courageous guys specifically look for encounters with crocodiles, alligators, and caimans. They do this in order to broaden the horizons of the viewer and instill them with the love to these toothy cuties. And then one day during one of the photo sessions, a beautiful alligator decides to taste the head of one of the participants, namely Paul. Having seized the moment, Toothy closed his jaws exactly at the moment when Paul's head was in his mouth. Fortunately, the host of this telecast did not suffer seriously. In his words, "This is just an abrasion of the temporal region of the head." Only a photographer to the core can photograph the attack of the crocodile on himself. One evening, a young cameraman, David Clough, received footage on his email of best friend, photographer Antonio Ruiz. All would be nothing, but the photos depicted Antonio himself and, for a minute, attacking him, a huge, voracious Costa Rican crocodile. In addition to the creepy shots, the cameraman received a video that shows that Ruiz is not embarrassed when a huge clattering creature crawls to meet him. Finally, the crocodile gets tired of posing and jumps out of the water, trying to bite a risky photographer who, by sheer luck, and thanks to the cries of friends, escaped the deadly jaws of a reptile. The Siamese crocodile is one of the most aggressive species among its kind. Just this phrase should alert everyone, even the most professional trainer. However, this guy from the Yellow Continent probably didn't know about the degree of danger of this species, and when he tried to perform a trick with the Siamese crocodile, he almost fell without a hand that hit right in the jaws of the crocodile. This creature was not a timid type and immediately began to deadly rotation, after which it was forcibly separated from the poor guy. These deadly rotation crocodile uses to cope with a large prey. They grab the victim with their teeth and begin to rotate around an axis, chopping it up into pieces. Home, cute little crocodile. Can you imagine something more beautiful? But even cute and small ones sometimes run away from their comfortably equipped artificial houses, after which they want to swim together with their masters in a chick pool. So it was with a young couple from Zimbabwe who forgot to lock the terrarium, then horrified to discover next to them 1.5-meter crocodile, who firstly flew into the pool from their dispersal and then harmlessly swam there while they were running and screaming around the pool. Viral video in which young swimmer from Mexico is obliged to thank fate because he had managed to escape from the crocodile floating behind him. The guy made enormous efforts to win the race. He was lucky in that area. Tourists and fishermen constantly feed crocodiles so they do not have to starve. There are those who only tame crocodiles and see them once in 2 days at most. And there are people who live with crocodiles all the time, as well as spend the lion's share of time playing with them. Such person can be called Chico from Costa Rica, who settled with the critters and he feeds and takes bath with them every day. Man is a crocodile if ever it is heard one.